Hey everybody, Siki here, and I'm back at you with another video. That's another remix. Hey. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually getting ready to go teach a makeup class. I told you guys that I teach at like a talent agency, okay? So that is what I'm getting ready to do. So I'm gonna try not to make this video feel as though it's rushed, okay? But I am in a hurry. So I told you guys in one of my recent videos that I was gonna do a video all about my favorite concealers because sometimes I get questions like, well, which one do you recommend? Well, why do you use this one? Yada, yada, thus and so, right? So check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Today I was thinking, right? Actually, the idea just popped in my head. And I was like, why not tell you 5 different ways you can use concealer? I know the main thing we see here on YouTube, Instagram, and all these places is using concealer as a highlight under the eye. But there are a few more ways you can use it. We see it under the brows too. But anyway, I'm just gonna go over the ways that I have used it and or still use it, as well as show you some of my favorites that I really, really love. And I love them all for different reasons. Some of them are drugstore, some of them are high end, but I want to show you these concealers because hashtag sharing is caring. And I know I have the gift of gab, but I totally have to tell you guys this. I know that when you go into like Sephora, Ulta, and all these different drugstores, it is extremely overwhelming to find the best concealer or to find a concealer for you because all these stores are trying to push so many concealers on us. So I figured, if I can help my homies out, no, just kidding. No, but I figure if I can help you guys out, why not do it, right? So let's go. So I have a total of like 10 concealers here that I'm gonna show you, but I am gonna go through it like how I would correct, if I wanna use one for a subtle highlight, if I wanna use one for an extreme highlight. Y'all, I gotta get my handy dandy phone because girl, I wrote notes and everything, okay? I'm prepared. Well, I will be as soon as I look at my calendar. Okay, so I wrote notes. Bam. Number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm just kidding. Numero 1. I am really, do I know all of my Spanish numbers? Let's see. Numero 1. Conceal blemishes. Numero 2. As a corrector. Numero 3. A highlight, a subtle or an extreme highlight. Numero 4. To scope the brows, and numero 5, hey, I did it, as a foundation. All right, so these are some of the concealers that I use as a corrector. Now, this is a Makeup Forever HD concealer, but it's also a corrector, all right? It's just marketed as a concealer. I would just straight up call it a corrector, but it is part of their concealer line. Now this is in the shade R50, but obviously I can't go through and give you demos on all of them because I just got this idea today and I gotta go. So I use this in almost every single tutorial ever since I got it. So that's been like a couple of months now. And so what a corrector is for is to neutralize if you have like redness, if you have hyperpigmentation, if you sometimes blemishes, but sometimes you need a little bit more than just a corrector, or maybe you need like a thicker corrector to conceal blemishes, all right? Of course, there are different color correctors you would use in the event that you need it for different reasons. Me, I need this type of orange corrector because I have hyperpigmentation around my mouth just a little bit, and I have dark circles under my eye. So I actually use this to neutralize those areas, okay? I did a dedicated video on the Makeup Forever HD and probably a dedicated video on all of the concealers I'm gonna talk about. So if I did, I will link them in the description box and I will put as many in this video as I can. So just click that eye. I think it's gonna be in this corner. I'm not sure. This one, just check it, click the eye, all the videos will come down. I got you, girl, I got you. So the next one, like I said, is the BH Cosmetics, and I got that paper towel because I was gonna swatch this for you guys. Now this is a concealer, but because it has a little bit of orange in it, I love it as a corrector. And it's thick enough to give me some good coverage. So that is what that looks like. You see how it has a hint of orange in it? Like I really wouldn't use that as a subtle concealer, nor would I use that to highlight. I really, really like their concealers. Matter of fact, I love all these so much that I always like alternate between all of them because I love them all. So this one right here is another concealer that I use as a corrector. This is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear. It says Camouflage. So it's like a camouflage concealer, all right? This is in the shade 510. This is another concealer, but because it has a little bit of orange in it again, although it doesn't have as much orange as the previous concealer, I still can use this as a corrector. But this is one of those corrector slash concealers that I will use when I'm doing light makeup. As a matter of fact, I have a video where I showed you like 3 or 4 products. It was a live video. It's a little lengthy, but it was like 4 products I showed you when I want to do like a no makeup look. So I'll just put this under my eyes, top it with the powder, and I won't even be rocking any foundation. So this is what I use for that. It's a little bit, I know it's coming off on camera almost as orange as the other one, but it has a little more color to it. But this is the 510 by Lancome. So this is another one of the, you know, concealers slash correctors, if you will. So here are 3 concealers that I love to use on my brows. Well, these 2 on my brows, and then this one to like mute out the discoloration on the top of my lids. So I guess this is another form of covering blemishes, okay? Or hyperpigmentation or darkness, all right? And so the reason that I use concealer for my brows, I like to sculpt them so that they look a little more chiseled, so that they look a little more fresh. So they kind of have that just waxed or just threaded or just however you razored look, you know what I mean? So that's why I sculpt my brows. So what I use to sculpt underneath my brow is the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this is in the shade Fawn, but this can also double as an under eye highlight for me. But I stopped using it as an under eye highlight like years ago, and it's nothing wrong with it. It's not that I don't love it anymore. I prefer the concealers that have a doe foot applicator to use under my eyes because life is just so much easier, you know what I mean? And so for the brows, the little brush tip on this one right here, it makes it easier to just go right under that eyebrow, girl, and get it all the way right. I also sculpt on top of my brows, but when I sculpt on top of my brows, I do not like to use that concealer that I just showed you guys because it's a little too light. And sometimes I find that if I use a concealer that's a little too light on the top of my brow and it's not blended out properly, and sometimes in order to blend it out all the way right, you can like disturb your brows or risk disturbing your brows. And we all know when we spend 20 minutes on our brows, girl, we don't have time to like redo that thing. Plus, if you don't get like right next to that brow and blend that light concealer out, when you take pictures, hear me well, hear me well. When we take pictures with that flash, that lightness will come all the way through, and that is really not a pretty look. Trust me, it's not pretty. So I use one that is similar to my skin tone or a little bit darker than the one that I just showed you. Now this one, I have really been loving for that. I was using my e.l.f. foundation palette, but I started using this one. This is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. It is not the perfect color, but it works for me, right? So this is a travel size though, but this is in the shade Deep. It's a little on the neutral side, and that's okay because I'm using it for my eyebrows. I'm not using it under my eye because I don't really like neutral colors under my eye. I like golden. So see, it's a little bit neutral, but it works because it kind of blends into the skin. And I like it because it's very thick and it goes where I tell it to, and it blends out, and it just makes my brows look heavenly. The next concealer is Sephora Dulce de Leche concealer. I've been using it for years. This is like my 3rd tube, although I do believe they have changed the formula and I'm not too happy about it, but it's not bad. It's just not as good as it was, and I feel like the color is a little bit different. Now, Sephora has not made an announcement that they've done that, but from using the old one to using this one, I feel like there's a difference. But anyway, such is life. Let's get back to this. So the reason I'm talking about this concealer while I'm talking about the brow situation is because after I sculpt my brows, I go on top of my lid with this concealer right here. And that's just to make my eyes like one color. It's really close to my skin tone. It's called Bright Serum. So it brings like a brightness, a radiant type look to wherever you put this product. And so that's why I like to put it on my lids, because a lot of times I will rock this and I'll just set it with the powder, pop on some lashes, and I'll go for the day. So it's very close to my skin tone, and I will swatch that baby for you. But this is like a holy grail. See, it's really close to my skin tone. We can also say that it's used for blemishes, right? That's what you would do when you want to conceal a blemish. Like say if you put a foundation on your face and it's not extremely full coverage, let's say it is full coverage, but you have a really stubborn dark mark or acne scar. You don't want to pile on a whole bunch of foundation. What you would do is you would correct a little bit. You will put on your foundation 1 or 2 coats or 3. if you're me, just saying, y'all know I'm generous with foundation. And then I will go on top with a little bit of concealer, and then I will pat it in just enough to cover it. That is my skin tone though. Make sure it's your skin tone. Pat it in, let it dry a little bit, and set it with powder. And don't rub the brush around. Just pat that brush, like pack it on there, not cake base, but just enough to set it. So the final concealers that I have are the MAC Prolong Wear Concealer, the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Concealer. I have Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I have Too Faced, I was about to say Better Than Sex because I love that mascara, but the Too Faced Born This Way Concealer. And like, I love them all, seriously. We're gonna save the MAC for last because this is like an oldie but goodie, and I gotta tell y'all something about that. We have the Maybelline Better Skin. This is in the shade Deep, and I'm really hoping that they come out with deeper shades because I really want y'all to be able to experience this concealer because it's great. It's a great drugstore concealer that operates like a high-end concealer, and it's like probably like $5. I think it's like $5.50 or something like that. So this is in the shade Deep, and this is one I want not necessarily a subtle highlight, but in between extreme and subtle. Okay, where's my barometer? So this is in the shade Deep right there, and I have been using this for years. I've just been neglecting it a little bit because, like I told you guys, like I love all of these. So please don't ask me to tell you which one is my absolute favorite because that would be really, really hard for me. So I have another concealer right here, which is the Tarte Shape Tape, and this is in the shade Deep as well, actually. Now this is one of those like subtle highlights for me, all right? Even though you can't really see the difference as much, it is a little deeper than this one right here. But I tend to mix the Tarte Shape Tape with the Born This Way concealer because this one is a little more matte. It's a little more drying than the Too Faced is. The Too Faced is very, very like hydrating and kind of radiant. So you guys may have seen me. I'm not gonna say you may have seen me. Like if you've been watching me for a while, you have seen this for the last few months. I mix these together because not only are the colors great to mix together, it's like the perfect combination, but it's the perfect combination with the formulas as well. So this one is in the shade Tan, if I didn't mention it, and I love this one too. And together they're just wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. There it is right there. And as you can see, it's a little bit lighter than the Maybelline, just a little. So that's why I don't really like to use it by itself. Now on to this baby right here. This is the MAC Prolong Wear Concealer, girl. When I first started my YouTube channel, which was like back in like 2012, this used to be my holy grail foundation, you guys. Like this used to be in my makeup kit as a foundation because I felt like the coverage was great. You didn't need that much. It would double as a foundation and as a concealer. It was cheaper to restock your kit. I just loved it back in the day. I still love it now, but I don't necessarily use it as a foundation. Number one, because I have a whole bunch of foundations. Like, I don't even know if y'all can see all of them, but I have a whole lot. Number two, because I don't really want to mix every single day if I don't have to. Okay. So this is NC 45, and yeah, it's almost gone because I still use them in my kit. I have a whole bunch of different colors, but this works so good as a foundation, and you can use it as an under eye concealer. So I also have a video using the LA Girl Pro Concealer as a foundation as well. But of course I had to mix a couple of shades to get my color as well. Oh, and let me mention this too, real quick. You can conceal or highlight on your forehead. You can highlight under where you contour on your cheeks. If you want the contour to be a little more sharp, you can highlight on your chin. You can highlight right here. You can highlight on your nose. There's a lot of ways you can highlight, but I just choose to do under my eye, the bridge of my nose, and then I do like under my brows when I sculpt. Okay, that's it. Cause I don't know, it works for me. It's like a preference. I told y'all, makeup is, it's your prerogative. It's your prerogative. You can do what you want to do. So that is it for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video and it helped you out in any way, please don't forget to thumbs up and let me know what video you would like to see next because inquiring minds want to know, okay? And I love you guys so much. I appreciate all of your support. Y'all have an awesome, blessed day, and I will see you sooner than you think. Like in the next video, in the comment section, on Snapchat, on Instagram, everywhere.
To keep beauty, confidence is key. You know what I mean. A woman feels good when she's looking pretty. I don't need no Benz, Lexus, or a Range Rover. Just give your girl a bomb CK Beauty makeover. Confidence is key, ladies, you know what I mean. Or maybe her eyeshadow and mascara will help you see. Check out her foundation and the blush on her cheek. Yeah, we ain't playing games, it's the CK Beauty. Yeah, CK Beauty.